Have you been looking to discover the thread that will unravel the straitjackets you've held on to and been in all these years? Well, stay tuned for a method that will help with just exactly that. Hi, I'm Will Nelson. I've been a mind and body self-reliant coach for over 30 years. And I've developed a model of psychology based on three simple things: your story, your program, and your plan. And that has to do with your past, your present, and your future. And today, we're going to look at a piece of your past and how it affects you today and going into the future and what you can do about it. So I want to talk about the concept of scripts. Now, if I was an actor, I would get a script and I would learn my lines and I would bring a character to life through the words and the mannerisms and the inferences of what it is that I'm talking about through my character. Well, all of us got scripts as children. These were the phrases that we heard repeatedly. And I'm not talking about make your bed or take out the trash. I'm talking about the ones that had deep meaning and had huge ramifications. Scripts define family agendas and rules, and they harbor, oftentimes, multiple and occasionally hidden agendas. The bottom line is, we believe this, and you must also. I'm here to talk about the bad ones, or the ones with mixed messages. And by the way, when we think about the idea of a gateway drug, I think the first gateway drug is childhood trauma. That's where a lot of gateway drug usage starts from. Childhood trauma. And the challenge with childhood trauma is whether we end up a victim of it or survivor of it. But when I have a client come to me and they're at least 40, and there's like a theme that continually recurs throughout their life, and they know what it is, but they can't seem to get their arms around what to do about it or where it came from, I started looking for the script. I started looking for the phrase they heard as a child that led them down a path, and a path that they're still living today and going forward, unless they change it. So let's talk about a couple of them. One involved a client who was extremely successful. She came from a fairly well-to-do family. Father was in real estate, and she got into real estate, and she really loved her father, and she wanted to please him. And there's nothing wrong with that. But he had a line that he repeated to her over and over and over. And on the surface, it might sound good, but when you start to look at it more deeply, maybe not so much. And the line was, you could have always done better. But what if we are already always doing our best? And yet we keep hearing, you could have always done better. What happens then? See, this person had experienced great success throughout their life, but they couldn't enjoy it. That was the theme. That's what they brought to me. It's like, how can I have all this great success, but I don't feel like I deserve it or I enjoy it? It's because you could have always done better. That's why. If just a couple of times he would have given her the night off and said, hey, that's a great job, congratulations, instead of saying, well, if you'd have done this and this and that, your commission would have been $5,000 more or whatever. It's like, it was never enough because, well, she could have always done better. Now, once we unpack that and whatever feelings she had towards herself and her father as a result of living off of that bit of information, then we flipped the script. We changed the script. And it became, doing the best I can is always enough. So as she went forward in her life, every time she did something, It took a while to write over that old script that said, you could have always done better, with doing the best I can is always enough. Now, what scripts did you get that maybe had mixed messages, or maybe just weren't good scripts at all? I remember someone coming to me and they said that their mother would always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I worked with that person to flip the script. So instead of saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, to, if you don't have anything nice to say it nicely. So now they could speak to something. They could have real boundaries with other people, because that was a big problem for them. They couldn't have any boundaries because they could never say anything about what they didn't like and have something that wasn't nice to say. Now they could. That's a script. We all got them. They're hugely insightful. Take a moment. Think about what your scripts were, the ones that you've had trouble with. How about this one? The help you need is at the end of your arm. Well, that means, rely on yourself. And this channel is all about self-reliance. So what's the problem there? Well, the problem with it is it eliminates getting help from any other source, including other people, God, the universe at large, the world at large. So that script got changed to, the help you need is all around you. It is a huge thing to discover what your scripts are and the ones that need working on, the ones that need to be reconfigured, so you can live out of a different story and a better story. I'd love to hear your comments below about the scripts you listened to repeatedly as a child. And now it's time to put them away once and for all and replace them with something better as an adult. So like and subscribe to the channel, please, so we can get this information out to more people. And so we can all improve the quality and experience of our life. Thanks for listening.